ho, ho, ho! Manchester United, what are you doing to me this Christmas? Tell me. Listen, how good does it feel to come back this way? Guys, I am ecstatic. I cannot express myself. Rasmus Hojlund, finally we play 700 minutes and we are not goalless. We score 3 goals, people. We score 3 goals. 3 goals. This is gigantuous, and Rashford is finding his form again, and also Garnacho, viva Garnacho, man of the match performance. Guys, listen, I have plenty to say. Jarvis is coming in the corner. We have shared the link with everyone. Let's get ready to rumble. I need to catch my breath.
Now, for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world
on MUFC Realist TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Mandalay Bay, Las Vegas, let's get ready to rumble!
Oi, oi, oi. Big up, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the after party. It's been a long time coming since we've been sitting here trying to celebrate something that was positive. Today, we started very, very positive. The lineup was very positive. There was no Scott McTominay in that midfield. It was exactly what we predicted. The worrying sign for me was to how are we actually falling, getting out from Unai Emery's offside trap, which was clearly, I warned you guys, and that was working. Unai Emery set up an offside trap that was like a booby trap, to be honest. Serious, guys. That was such a hard game, but we paired them up. First half, compact. We played really, really well. Like, you know, I saw moments where Varane walked into the midfield. Everyone was flooding that midfield. But at the end of the day, there was 4 minutes of madness where they actually got us on the set pieces. They got us on the set pieces, and we looked like, okay, here we go again. We're going to hang our heads down in shape. But no. First half, to be honest, fair. We didn't hang our heads down in shame. We kept fighting. We kept huffing and puffing, trying to figure out, trying to time our runnings. But they still had that offside trap. I tweeted in the first half to say, you know what, United need to get the first goal going in the first half, and we did it. We almost did it, but it was again that marginal offside on Garnacho. If you look at and analyze the first half, we had more chances in run of play, and they had nothing. Pretty much was only the set pieces. What a comeback! What a match! And I don't know, I'm lost for word, because the second half for me, the boys came up firing in all cylinders. The substitution works. Everyone was fighting for each other. We look hungry. We look like we wanted to score. It's been 700 minutes since we haven't scored a goal. And up steps Garnacho, viva Garnacho, playing on the right. And once again, outsmarts Emi Martinez. But that ball was beautiful laid up. He also scored the second goal, which was 2-2 up. And we got to talk about Højlund. Finally, what a relief of Højlund. You could see it in his face. He was almost crying tears of joy. It must be such a frustration playing there in the graveyard shift at the Manchester United number 9 target man without even getting a goal. But today we can celebrate. Højlund, you deserve it. The kids did it, people. The kids did it. And Ten Hag, I give you my roses. Today, Sir Brailsford was sitting there in the stand, probably looking to put your head on the chopping block. But boys fought for you. Your job is safe. You saved us Christmas, Ten Hag, big up to you, big up to everyone. Let me know what you're feeling, guys. How is your feeling? What is your mood? I'm gonna go over the comments. I have some guests in the background. I see Stu Wally here. I see Peter Jarvis is coming in as well. You know what? Let's just bring them in and let's talk with you in the VR room. I'm adding on Peter. Peter. How you doing?
Big up, man.
Big up.
Big up, chat. We've seen it all. We've won the lot. We're Man United and we're never going to stop. Ole. Fucking Rasmus. Get in.
Get in. Listen, mate. You will WhatsApp me. You will WhatsApp me in the first half, and I said, calma. We will score. And guess what happened? We scored with Stu Wally.
Boom.
Big up, mate.
Boom. How are we, boys?
How are you, mate?
I am buzzing. What a game!
Stu.
What a game of football!
That was a game of football.
Wasn't it great to see the fan Twitter meltdown at halftime? Oh, we're rubbish! Blah blah blah. Who? Everybody seems to get football last 95, 98 minutes as it was. Exactly.
Dude, guess what? You played the game. You still played the game. You know that 2-0 is the most vulnerable result in football.
Absolutely.
Right? And they fell into the trap. They were resting. They're getting complacent while we were pushing forward. But the thing is, we never gave up. We gave up. We didn't hang our heads down. We were fighting. We were huffing and puffing, trying to beat that Unai Emery highline offside trap. And we figured it out by timing the runs. You know, I saw the game, but at the end of the day, I was just so euphoric. So everything went out the window. Like, I'm just like
today, picture book, absolutely picture perfect. And Peter's right. He's right to be fucking elated. Mick, you're right to be fucking elated. Excuse my French, I don't really care right now. We should all be fucking elated. And you know what? To all the Ten Hag detractors, F you. Because
you're dropping the F1 bit.
I am, yeah. To an extent, the players probably knew they're playing. A lot of them are playing for the futures. Fair enough. But today it didn't matter because today you saw passion. Today you saw a bit of pride. Today you made somebody like Peter who's been watching the Reds for donkey's years, like myself, believe again.
And myself, yeah.
And yourself, of course, Mick. You're a lot younger than me, though, old friend.
Am I? Okay.
Well, I think
that as a compliment, then, sir.
As a compliment. And it's about right. We stood there in the dark days, haven't we, in the 70s, in the 80s. You know, we saw the elation in the 90s and the 2000s. We're back in the dark days again. But today, for once, just for once, with that 45 minutes of pure pleasure.
We was back, Stu.
We were, Pete. We were
back.
It's like owning an Alfa Romeo. Anyone who knows anything about cars, owning an Alfa Romeo.
Listen,
awful car.
Big up. I got to start with a super chat coming fly and uppercut all the way from Norway. Trim is here to say, glory, Manchester United. Rash is back with his assist. Link, please. Well, we will share the link later on. We're waiting for everyone. We're just going to talk the game over.
You know what makes you right? Listen, let's give the roses in the second half. My man of the match was Johnny Evans, by the way.
Oh, Johnny, yeah.
Yeah, he saved us a goal in the second half, and so did Andre Onana.
Yep.
That's what got us the win.
100%.
Don't get distracted by Garnacho's brilliant play. Garnacho, I've called him Alejandro Januzaj many a time. Today, the guy got it right.
Yeah.
And
you can give him his flowers now.
Yes, because when you play well, you deserve to give these players the credit. When they do things wrong, you tell them they do things wrong. I tell you what, here's another thing what I've seen today, you know. Yeah, Manu, had they got mentioned, would he done everything there?
He did.
The guy never made a foot wrong.
But I agree what Trim was. Rashford he found his form finally. He's a little bit rusty, but he found his form, and then he got off injured. But, you know, he contributed well. But, you know, how good was Garnacho on the right wing? Unbelievable, right? And Rasmus Hojlund, he huffed and puffed, he shielded the ball. You know, he did his part, but to get that little glimpse, that little corner kick goal, and to thread it in the left corner, that is a difficult task if you played football, right? Reactionary, but you could see the emotion on his face, how it meant for him, right? That's what I said. to play the number 9 at Manchester United and this modern day football hasn't been easy. It goes back for 5 years, like, you know, since we are not providing any assist or any services to the men on top. You know, we've seen Zlatan play there, we've seen Cavani, we've seen all these big name players play there, playing a graveyard shift. So hopefully this will turn the page that people will understand now, right?
Yep.
Don't play McTominay. Yeah. Play that midfield what we predicted because Eriksen was immense.
What we want.
You know? Yeah, well, he was.
What we want.
We needed a little bit of a technical abilities, and Bruno today was showing a captain's grit as well because he was pushing the men forward as well. But listen, guys, I owe it to the community. Sit tight. I'm going to read out your comment. Yolim Malmin is saying, "What a game!"
You know what though, Mick, Stu, when we would, I think we was 1-0 down before we was 2-0 down. Dallo played an atrocious back pass.
He did.
Where Villa really should have scored from it. So in the first half, we wrote down, look, someone just said to me in the chat, don't get too gassed, okay? I was going to go on a rant.
Yes, over this.
Yeah, because in the first half, we were a bit piss poor. But come on, lads. We're Man United fans. Give the boys some credit. We played the game today, and we beat the team. We beat a team that was going to go top of the league today.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Listen, we this was the old Manchester United mantra comeback, like, you know.
Of course it is,
I had this feeling because if you look at the first half, guys, like, you know, we didn't play bad at all. We played good, but we conceded.
We did play good.
Set pieces.
In the second half,
Yeah, but we looked like we're going to score. And I felt positive. Like, you know, I said to Jarvis as well as a messaging, look, you know, if you analyze the first half, the only thing that they had was these 2 unfortunate set pieces. Otherwise, they had nothing, right? We were pressing them really good. You know, we were going toe-to-toe in the midfield with them. J.McGinn, everyone, kudos. And we kept coming in at the end of first half. We looked like we were going to score, but they still had that offside. They played the high line all the time. We fell into the trap 15, 20 times until Ten Hag addressed the man in the second.
Yeah, we learned.
Time, your runnings, please. And that's what we did.
And you know what, Mick? Yeah, kudos to Villa for playing that high line because they know we have pacey players and they were persistent. Well, that was their downfall in the end, wasn't it?
To be honest, Unai Emery is such a manager, so to beat Unai Emery, I take that. But I got to go to the VR room as well, guys. So sit tight back because you guys deserve it. Coming in, tuning in. Welcome to the after party. Jolim Manmin is saying, "What a game! Højlund scores. Youth gets the chances, and we somehow beat one of the best teams in the league." That's again, Peter and Stewie, and then we got Garnacho. Yeah. So anyway. Red U is also saying here, happy for Højlund to get his first goal. 100% agree with you. George Best is saying, what are you saying? There's a new robot in town. His name is Højlund.
So pleased for the guy. I'm so pleased that this young lad has got that fucking monkey off his back.
100%.
And he scored a winning goal and all to get it off it.
And Lillis is super happy. I can see him because I can't believe United win. Oh my God, because a lot of people were sitting in the first half and I was checking Twitter and it was total meltdown. But I kind of felt it. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming because the signs were there. Like, you know, they were not dropping the heads and they were not putting the hands on the hips. They kept pushing.
No,
that's the thing.
They didn't know.
We need Bella to strip. Get out of here, bestie. Bella, where are you? About time we won a game and scored some goals. 100%. We scored 3 goals. Take that. Yale, what you're saying here, what a game. United need to work defending set pieces. And that is brilliant, because we need the set pieces. You can blame Onana on the first one, 100%. But Stu, was that an offside or was not offside? Because he was attempted to kick the ball. You saw, like, you know, Leon Bailey was standing behind. I couldn't get it. Like, you know, is he allowed to do that?
Yeah. No. You know, Mick, you're 100% right. That Leon Bailey was away. You didn't even need to worry about him because he was always going to be in an offside position either way, from the kick or where he was positioned. I take kind of, I'm the same with you, really. They made an attempt for the ball. And I thought if you made an attempt for the ball, then because Harry Maguire, didn't we have a goal ruled out because Harry Maguire made an attempt for
he did,
the ball. And I don't see the difference between the two. Leon Bailey, forget it. He was a non-existent. Everybody was saying, "Oh, that's really clever from Villa." And I'm going, "Why?" Because he's
where was Watkins? Where was Ollie Watkins?
Yeah, well,
nowhere to be seen. Isolated.
I think Johnny Evans still has him somewhere, doesn't he? I'm pretty sure
it's in his back pocket. Check Johnny. Yeah. Call Johnny. See, is Johnny? He's Ollie Watkins in your back pocket still.
Little Bailey, and everyone's going, "Oh, what a masterstroke by Bailey!" Absolutely, you didn't need to pay any attention to him because he was never going to be anywhere near the play. He couldn't be because he'd always be offside. So I thought the guys made a play. I thought it was offside. They're going on about did they touch it? I don't see the difference between Maguire's attempt and that today. So it was offside. We shouldn't have stood.
Yeah. Anyway, big up Rebbe Bakir, everyone that's in the house here. I can see you guys. Boxer here, Lillis United is here, Neil Driscoll is here. Big Footy Live is here. Tommy, you're going to come in later on and speak. Tom Charlton is here as well. Jonathan Odom, I love Manchester United. Big up. I love Manchester United today as well. We always do love Manchester United today. Yes. So, Yolam Almin Box, Trim, we read your super chat, and Footy. Tommy, what you're saying, I think I must be a juju. Went to the FA Cup final and we lost and was embarrassed. Went to West Ham away and we lost, embarrassed. Might not stop foot in Old Trafford. Yeah, might be some juju, my friend. Guys, talk to me. I'm waiting for Jarvis. We have Jeff Steele all the way from Australia. What is the time in Adelaide, man? Must be really.
Yeah, you know what, though, next year. Yeah, you know what? Because we got this announcement on Christmas Eve. Yeah, my only worries is the players have responded to Sir Jane coming in, which they have. Yeah, there's always a kick-on effect. You know what I'm saying? We're all season fucking pros ourselves. But you know what I mean. So
they've been living in uncertainty. Ten Hag, the players.
Well, yeah, maybe there's the lights at the rainbow. The lights at the end of the tunnel, and there's a rainbow. I don't know personally. I don't know. Yeah.
But imagine.
I still say this. I don't think Eric Ten Hag is the man to take us forward.
We'll see. We'll see.
I don't.
Okay.
I think Aston Villa in the first half, their patterns of play blew us away. They did.
Yeah.
We won that game. Let's be real here now, lads. Yeah. We won that game on passion.
You did. You could have your opinions regarding that, but then you can also look how he sort of outthought Unai Emery in the second half and he changed things around. And that worked, to be honest. So I don't know. Let's just see. Let's enjoy the endorphins for now.
We will see. You know what? The next game is going to be very interesting because we are away at Forest next game, and Forest just bounced.
They did.
Newcastle at them, and I tell you what, them 3 goals Forest scored today were sublime.
Yeah, they were doing
because I watched the game. They were sublime.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Forest beat us.
Well, we take game by game, Pete. Alien Tenno, we take it game by game, and today we can celebrate. Today we can pop the champagne and take it to the next game. And looking forward for January break. I know that Onana is going to AFCON. We might see Bayande play. We might see a lot of players coming back. Casemiro. We're getting reinforcements. The cavalry's coming back. So I'm just glad for one sake that Ten Hag listened to the fans and didn't play McTominay in this game because that midfield was so important today. Yeah. And he thought about it. We did a preview to say the only way to beat Emery is to sort of fool the offside trap, hit him with the balls marginal, and we did it. And I'm so proud of it, man. It was good football today. It's so good to sit here. It's so good to sit here and press record and actually be positive to say, look, there was a lot of positive in this.
Of course, man. We are positive. You know what I mean? I am positive. I'm a match-going fan. I love it. And you know what? I put it on your stream. It's been live streamed that a couple of the fans I go to the game with on the coach, they actually left OT at half-time because they thought we were going to get smashed. Hey, football, we didn't. But I don't know the Bournemouth when we were 2-0 down.
Yep.
and we got
Wicked.
smashed.
I mean,
So that's the way it goes. We'll see how this team reacts
that's it. That's it.
the next few
Stewie,
games.
yeah, big
The
up
thing
Peter.
is, the thing is, we're hanging in there, lads. When you look at
We
the
do.
points total at the minute, we're hanging in there. The difference between today and at Bournemouth was we were so lethargic at Bournemouth. We weren't necessarily lethargic in the first half. We were just asleep for most of it in terms of our play. Second half, we came out with a real zip. The ball, I've never seen the ball move so quickly across Old Trafford in a long, long time. The accuracy of the passing was phenomenal. The vision, phenomenal from Bruno, Ericsson, Garnacho, Mino. As Pete said, Mino was sublime today. You didn't see or hear of him too much, but everything he did was brilliant. Johnny Evans again.
He was, yeah.
Terrific. Varane, I thought, had a quiet game. Wan-Bissaka, Wan-Bissaka.
Everyone was
Just
good.
Straight line, got on with it.
Everyone was good.
Yeah, Dallo did the same. Really impressed with Rashford. I totally agree with you, Mick. I think Rashford showed up today. There was something about him.
He showed up today.
And as for
And
me, Højlund,
imagine if he starts finding his calibration and start finding his shooting boots.
Yeah, Højlund's
Right.
going to do quite well of it. And then Højlund, to me, I thought he was absolutely tremendous for 90 minutes. I really did. He deserved his goal. He deserved everything that came to Højlund today. And that finish, by the way, unbelievable finish. A very, very difficult finish. But the way he twisted his body, Mick, if you remember, I suggested he should have done similar at Anfield. He should have just
You know what? Sorry, guys. You know what? Sorry, Stu, Mick. Yeah,
Right.
This fucking geezer here, Rebbe Bakira, just said to me, "Why are you so negative after the win? Are you even a fan?" Fuck you, mate. 1974 was my first fucking game at Old Trafford. Have you ever even fucking been there? Fuck
I was
off.
77.
No, but he was probably saying that you were a
No,
little bit
fuck off,
negative
you
on-
dickhead.
I don't like this language, Peter. Like, mind your language because of YouTube
Yeah,
algorithm. But
and I
everyone
don't
has
like
an opinion.
people telling me I'm negative when I'm a fucking season pro. Fuck off.
No, it's fine. He didn't mean it that
Move
way.
the fucking dickhead.
He didn't mean it that way. I was reading the comments, Peter.
No, he
so I can
did.
just-
He did mean it that way. Yeah.
Okay, kiss and make up. Move on.
No, fuck
That's
off.
it.
Get some makeup or I fucking go. Okay, good.
What happened there?
Sorry. He got to cool off a bit. I don't tolerate those languages in this stream. Sorry, Peter.
Hey.
Sorry, I have to put you
Hi,
in the
guys.
sim bin a bit. Hi, Jarvis. How you doing?
Hey,
And
I'm fine.
please, guys, keep it civilized in the comment. Peter just disappeared. He just left on the tangents. He is a season ticket holder. He's been there since 1974. And,
24,
you know, I do apologize, guys. Reber as well. Do apologize to Peter as well. And we can kiss and make up. You know, we won a game. So I don't know how to handle the situation. Peter just disappeared. He got disappointed and angry.
Okay. I didn't catch that, you know. But
yeah.
yeah.
The problem is, sorry, Jarvis. The problem is when you write something, you don't know in which context it's written. I think that's what Mick was saying. But I kind of get Peter's point of view. I've been going since 74. Since 1977. I've been going. 30-year-old season ticket holder. I can kind of get where he's coming from. A little bit. But,
we got to respect the old and the tradition of the club. So yeah, I agree.
we have to respect
hey, guys,
everybody. Respecting you.
I just want to say let's stay positive. We won 3-2. We came back from a 2-0. You know, I didn't believe. I wrote to Mick that now Mick said, "Oh, we can come back. We look good." And I just wrote back to him, "We will lose 3 or 4-0. This team, we have no spine. We will drop our head, and it will get worse." So that was my instant reaction of this team. So yeah, kudos to Mick because he kept his spirit high and he believed in this team. I did the same because I learned.
Why did I message you in
I've
this
seen this movie before.
saying that in the WhatsApp?
Yeah, so big up to you, Mick. But I just want to say, I don't want to sound like a Grinch or coming in being negative, but I've seen this before when we are struggling. Sometimes we had a couple of games during the last spell of Mourinho. We came back, we won 3-2 against Newcastle. We had a couple of games, so it feels like it's our last like cramps when we just like trying to get everything out of the team, because what I saw in the first half, Stu, also, we don't look good at times, and a lot of players, they hide, they don't take responsibility, and oh, sorry, my phone was calling. And we don't take responsibility. We hide. We could see it on the 2 goals we conceded, and this is what I don't like with this team. It's like we're turning up when we want to, and it shouldn't be like this. We should always give 100%. In the first half, Evans had the ball. We were on a break, and Rashford was free. Rashford took the run and stopped because he didn't get the ball, and Rashford just stopped, and he was waving his hands, stood around, but Evans and the team, we still had the ball, and Rashford walked himself back and then started another time, and it's about the mentality of the players, and yeah, today Rashford was good, but again, the mentality is wrong. I don't think Rashford is the player going forward. He will never win us a Premier League or a Champions League because of his mentality. We could see again today, Bruno got a yellow card for yelling at the referee because of a stupid free kick. It's about the mentality.
Yeah.
How do you focus and be a winning team? And yeah, we won the game 3-2, but there's so much things that I don't like with this team. Stu, I see. Do you want to fill in and help me out?
Do you know what? You've summed up the first half pretty well, really pretty well. But what I will say is, you called it last night. I saw a bit of the show last night, and you called it, Jarvis. Let's put Eriksen in as a kind of a 10. He plays as an 8, didn't he? But as a kind of a 10. But here's the key: first half, we didn't utilise Eriksen. We didn't play through Eriksen. Second half, we tried to play through him a little bit more, which freed up Bruno more. And that's where you saw the difference in the speed of play, the accuracy in this second half is the best it's been all season. All season. The accuracy of the pass, the speed of the pass, and the vision. Okay. And we got into, and we tripped over ourselves a hell of a lot in the first half. You're absolutely right. Our play was methodical but lethargic at the same time. And we didn't really show any aggression. We didn't really show any spirit. The second goal goes in. There's a close-up on 1 or 2 of the players, and the heads are like down. I mean, both of those goals were absolutely abysmal. I mean, 100% abysmal. I'm not quite sure where Aaron Wan-Bissaka was for the second. The lad had 20 yards space, it looked like, didn't it, in the penalty area, just to drop the header back, and it was take your pick, wasn't it, really? I think Wan-Bissaka must have been tying his shoelace up or something. But second half, right, you can re-galvanise yourself in football. It happens all the time. I've been in dressing rooms where we've been absolutely abysmal for the first half, and then it's not what the gaffer says, it's what you think about yourself, what you think about yourself as an individual and as a performer. And I kicked the walls and chucked my boots around like a petulant little child. Then I've taken the deep breath, I've gone on, and I've started to play. And sometimes it's just that one tackle that galvanizes me. It's that one header. It's that one little pass. And then something happened within our team, and what it was Garnacho. Garnacho lit the blue touch paper. He was the one that thought, screw it, I'm going to take the game to them. Then Rashford followed suit. Then you saw the emergence of Højlund again, this player that just appeared out of nowhere. It was like he ripped his skin off, and the real Højlund came out because his movement, his power, his strength, his turns were superb. Mino was just sublime again. Bruno then suddenly petulant as well. I'm not quite sure where Bruno sits with me right now. You and Mick both know that. I'm not quite sure if you do, Mark. I'm not quite sure where Bruno sits with me at the minute. I don't like
the match.
Yeah, I don't like the petulant side of it, but at the same time, he delivered, didn't he? In the second half.
Yeah,
he did.
You need that petulance. I don't know.
I feel like we focus way too much on Bruno with petulance. There are way more petulant players on the field. Look at Emi Martinez's reactions throughout the entire game. He was way more petulant. Get no yellow card. You know what I mean? It's like, we always single out Bruno for petulance. Like, if we sing that, the referee is wrong. If that player standing there, he's obstructing a free kick. That's a straight yellow card. Facts. So if the referee's not giving that yellow card and he's not brandishing it, Bruno as a captain needs to say something to him like, ref, what's going on here? Now, if they just go and continue to book Bruno because he speaks to them, then why are captains allowed to speak to referees? Now, you can't always expect a captain to speak nicely. Look at Van Dijk last week telling the referee, you know, are you drinking? You know what I'm saying? Where's his yellow card? So I understand the petulance and stuff, but sometimes players' passion in football, you could see that the ref was not making a lot of straight calls, in my opinion. He could have done a lot better with how he was handling the game, you know. Players will get upset, and we all know Bruno is a passionate fellow. So I feel like when he performing well, you know, if he a little bit petulant, as some people would say, I would just say he's a little bit overzealous in his passion. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you know, football is a game where you're playing at 100 miles an hour. And even when you slow down and you stop and whatever, your adrenaline's still going. So it's hard. You know what I mean? Sometimes players will react.
Just for the record, Mark, I am one petulant little child when I play. I'm a little baby. I'm an absolute baby. I'm constantly chirping, constantly. I don't shut up. I'm at it constantly chipping. You know what I mean?
Sometimes it's about a rhythm, you know, and some things you can't shake because it's what's keep you in your rhythm to play the game at the best of your game. So, you know, I look at, you know, we conceded 2 goals based off of 2 mistakes. I don't feel like we played badly. Even in the first half, we was the dominant team. And it's funny enough to say, it's just like the West Ham game. We were the better team all game,
West Ham,
conceded to 2 stupid mistakes. You know, but the good thing about this game is that these guys came back out, they found this, they pulled the socks up, found him, and they took the chances, and we created lots. You know what I mean? So I would say, like, you know, it's not perfect, but it's in a positive direction.
It's a lovely twist. It's a lovely twist, isn't it? Today's a lovely twist. I mean, we've all had a great Christmas, I hope. I've had a sensational Christmas.
I had a great Christmas.
And this, to me, is just tapped it off for me. We can all go to bed again happy tonight, can't we? And then we can just forget until Saturday, you know, until Saturday comes, and then do it, you know, and that's how I look at it. But I think, you know, Mark, you're right. I think we did have. I just thought we were a bit slow in the first half, too lethargic for me. Yes, we have possession.
First 15, 20 minutes, we weren't too great, but, you know,
but too lethargic. And we were talking about the first goal, and I was saying, like, Leon Bailey, you know, and Arnold didn't have to worry about him. He was never going to be in the play at all. He was, you know, it just wasn't going to happen. But what I couldn't work out, and it'll be interesting, Jarvis and Mark's opinions on this. We had a goal ruled out, disallowed, didn't we, for Harry Maguire making attempts to play the ball offside position. What was the difference today? Because I couldn't work that out. So I just wanted to put that up. So
I was thinking the same thing. So I was waiting to see Jarvis so I could ask Jarvis, because this guy is our tactical master here.
Yes.
So let's hear Jarvis' opinion.
Yeah, no. I will let Tom answer it, because Tom is in the house, and he will have a say.
Big up for the live.
Hey, big up, Tom.
You, bro.
Listen, guys. Peter was very upset. I'm talking to him in the background. Please, guys, don't question his loyalty. He's a diehard Manchester United fan. He got passionate, and it was a little bit of a misunderstanding. I'm trying to be balanced here. Just want to mention it. You know what? Everyone is entitled for opinion, but you know, if you don't think that the manager is good enough, that's your opinion. If you want to say that you're a dickhead, that's fine. That's your opinion. But you don't have to go bounce each other. Like, everyone is welcome in this chat. Everyone is welcome, because at the end of the day, we won a fucking game, and that's what matters, right? We take it game by game. If you don't think Ten Hag is the best, you want to back the team, back the manager. That is your opinion as well. Miscommunication, and that's what it was. Miscommunication.
So Stu, ask the question again to Tom, and let him answer it.
Tom, how are you, mate? Happy Christmas, dude. I hope you had a great time.
Yeah, likewise.
Yeah, I was just, you know, we were talking about the first goal, and I was making the point that Leon Bailey was, you know, insignificant. A lot of people were saying it was a masterstroke by Bailey, masterstroke by Villa. It wasn't. It was a waste of space, because he was always going to be in an offside position. And it turned out, when the ball was played, yes, he was going back, but he's still effectively offside. Now, there was 3 players, wasn't there? 3 Villa players that attempted to go for the ball. And I was trying to work out what the difference was for when Maguire's goal was disallowed. Or no, Maguire went for the ball, didn't he? We had a goal disallowed. I can't remember who put it away. Maguire went for it, and he looked very similar because Garnacho was in the offside position. My memory serves me right at that time. I was trying to work out the difference, and I don't think they knew, actually. I think the point I'm getting is I don't think the officials knew, and I think that's why they gave it rather than ruled it out. I just wonder what your thoughts were, pal.
Yeah, I think with let's first say for what it is. The ball that was in the box, it was brilliant area for a player to attack, for a player to attack the ball. And to be honest with you, I was surprised that none of the players did even touch her. But put it this way, Ollie Watkins is a number 9, and he's a proper goal scorer. If he wanted to touch that ball, he could have done. It was there, bang in front of him. That's the only thing that I'm going to say with that. Do I think it touches him? Personally, I don't think it does. And if it does, it's faint, very faint. He probably won't even know that it's touched him. It went by that quickly. But I think as a proper goal scorer, if you're Ollie Watkins in your head and you see that ball in front of you, he puts something on it, whether he's offside, he thinks he's offside or not. He puts something on it, and I don't think that in that sense the ball touches him. But even with the Leon Bailey thing, like, listen, we can have this argument till the cows come home. It happened with Akanji with Manchester City. It happened with Maguire. Yeah. It's happened to us. And listen, we already know the rules of football. They're scripted and they just make it up as they go along. Because if everything was plain sailing and everything, I've said it before, you'd have technology running football. You wouldn't have people. That's the way that the world's going. And even if you wanted to put it so that you know where certain players are, you just put trackers on them. You can easily just put a tracker on a badge or on an armband when they wear the black armband, something like that. Put a tracker on them. You know where the players are, and in position-wise, technology can't fail you in that way. But at the end of the day, with that goal in particular, let's face it, the set-piece structure from us defensively was shocking. Both of the goals.
Yeah.
That was horrible.
It was absolutely terrible. And the way that we especially defend, we've gone from the traditional zonal marking to man marking now, but we don't stick to the players. And even when you set up the box, you don't put your key players in it. You don't put your key players or your key defensive players on the big lads of the opposition. That's my point. Because, especially for the second goal, Longley's one of Villa's tallest players. Oh, no, and then, if we're being honest, one of their best defenders that they have, you put in Clement Longley and you let him have a free run around the exterior of the box and then comes and attacks the ball back towards goal. Like, honestly, it was like playing pinball. Boing, bang, in. See you later. It was literally like you was in a pinball machine. But the problem with us is, if we're going to play, like I say, man for man, markings, you need to put people and stick them on the right sort of profile of players. But we don't have we don't have like tall, physical, athletic players as it is anyway in our team. And we have to face facts. We don't have anybody who's imposing in the box, who can bully players off the ball. So at the end of the day, I'm not surprised that Villa can score with such ease from 2 set pieces. But no, you have to give credit to Villa in that first half.
100%. I mean, you got to give credit to Tanaga as well, because you're playing in an inform Aston Villa, 10 games unbeaten in a row. If I add this to the stage, guy, where we're seeing right now, we climbed up to the 6th, 31 points. We are, what are we? 4 points away from 4th, right? So it's a long season away. I mean, and Aston Villa could have gone up top. Liverpool's still on top. That's an exciting title race. But guys, I'm just excited because we saw some good football today, right?
Yeah,
maybe But anyway, I'm running out of juice, guys. Like, you could see it in my eyes.
If you want to go to bed, it's okay. I can take it from here and
can you
and land the ship. So it's okay,
guys,
It's I understand fully.
I am ecstatic. This saved my Christmas, to be honest. So happy to see everyone. Sorry about the misunderstanding, the communication. Glory, Manchester United. I'm out of bed. Like, it's 6 a.m. in the morning. What a feeling! What a comeback! And Højlund to score, and Garnacho a brace. Good night, people.
See you, buddy.
Good night, Mick.
Yeah.
Good night, Mick.
See you later,
Fantastic.
Nick.
Thanks for coming on. Yeah, let's just go back to the game and let's sum it up. The first half. What can we say about the first half? I haven't heard Stu and Tom's and Mark's opinion about the first half. Tell me what went wrong in the first half. Why didn't we play as we planned?
I don't know. I think for the first half, the biggest problem, as I've been saying for a long time, since last season, we know it has been set pieces. We've not been scoring many set pieces, and we've not been defending well against set pieces. And it's one of those things where the manager wasn't able to bring in his coach. And yeah, we could say, he should get a better tune of the players, but we all know that they are set piece coaches at the team, defensive coaches and attacking coaches. And if we have the same set piece coaches we have under Ollie, it's hard pressed to say that they're gonna adjust their version of football easily to man marking and to Ten Hag style ball. So we already have a logistical problem there where we're starting with failure. So maybe I feel like, it's one of those things where we need to focus on that department and address it as well. I think the players themselves, with the experience they have, could do a bit better. I think Onana kind of a little bit at fault. I think he should have came for that ball. You know what I mean? Rather than stay on his line, I think he should have challenged for the ball and maybe put the VAR in perspective, because if he had challenged for the ball and they had checked for a foul or anything like that, then they would have they would clearly see that the three players attacking the ball were all offside. So therefore, immediately the play have to be flagged out. So I would say mistakes. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, you're kind of always going to get that performance from Aaron Wan-Bissaka. He's not that defender that sticks close to his man. You know what I mean? He always gives his man room to make that spider tackle. It's something he always does. This is why.
That's his play.
Yeah, this is why, a lot of people say, they love that tackle. They love him as a defender. He's best one-on-one. But, my deficit with Aaron Wan-Bissaka is that he's give the winger too much time on the ball to make decisions, where to pick his spot to play a pass, whether on the ground, in the air, or through the headed pass. I think those were the mismatches, the mistakes in the game. Other than that, I think United were the dominant team. I think we could have had 4 or 5 goals in this game easily. In the first half, we could have scored 3 goals, in my opinion. I think it was down to, forwards not just being clinical as they should be.
Okay. So Tom and Stu, I don't know who want to go first, but how did you see the first half, and what changed in the second half, and why did we do come back and then score 3 goals?
Yeah. Look, Mark's right. Yeah, Mark's right. The way that he kind of summed up the first half. Our biggest problem is that we don't look after the ball. For the first 10 minutes in any game of football, you should play hide and seek with it. What I mean by that is the ball comes to you, you shift it quickly. You move it and you keep moving it and you keep moving it. And you hold that ball for as long as you possibly can, whether it's 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, you hold it. And what that does, that allows everybody to get a feel of the ball, feel of the game. But most importantly, what it does, it allows you to see the opposition's intensity straight away, because you will know from receiving that ball how quickly the opposition, what their intensity is going to be like towards you. So allowing you to have the football, you're going to be okay. You just keep recycling the ball as much as you can. If they're on you like that, then you're going to have problems, and you've got to adapt to that speed of the opposition. Well, we don't do that very well at all. We don't adapt to the opposition speed, the opposition pace. So the opposition mindset is normally 100%, where our mindset's normally sits around 80 to 90%, and it can't do that. If we can get into a situation where, when we're walking out, we've done our 15-minute warm-up, we're walking out, we're shaking hands, and then all of a sudden you switch on. You've got to flick that switch. Mentally, you've got to be prepared. I always say, I've got to win the first header. If I don't win the first header against my opponent, then I've got a real problem, and I have to start. I start almost shaking, because I know it's not going to go to the way I planned. So I've got to reset myself. Got to take a deep breath and completely reset how I go about my game. And that might be that I won't go for a header next time. I'll stand off him and let him have it and see what happens. But I'll play my way back into it. it takes us way too long to play ourselves into a game of football. And by the time sometimes we have got our foothold in it, we may be 1 goal down, 2 goals down, we may still be in it. You look at Burnley today against Liverpool, they would get absolutely battered, but they kept going and stayed in the game as long as they possibly could until they ran out of steam. It was a bit different for us. We didn't stay in the game for 20, 25 minutes today. We didn't, although Mark's right, we had probably the bulk of the possession. We didn't do a great deal with it, apart from 3 chances, which were criminal. I mean, that one Rashford chance was criminal. The way that he didn't even hit the target, kind of, his left peg. I mean, crikey, criminal. But then the second half, it became a little bit different, because all it takes is just that one kind of player, just that one little spark, whether it's a 30-yard pass from Bruno, it's a Johnny Evans, last-ditch clearance off the line, which he did later on in the game. Anything to get you going, to get that team going. And then once you hit that gear, that invisible, honestly, it's like an invisible door you open and you walk through to stratosphere. And once you're in that stratosphere, everything starts to go a little bit slower in your head, and you can see what's happening. It's like a motorcycle racer. I talk to a lot of MotoGP riders. They're riding around 130 miles an hour. They can see everything because it's slow motion in their brain, whereas we're watching them go like that. It's all slow motion in the brain, and that's what happens when you get into this extra stratosphere in football. Everything slows down. You can see your peripheral's better, your breathing's better, your touch is better, your passing's crisper, it's sharper, and then before you know it, you've got yourself back in. And this is exactly what happened to us. We took ourselves into a completely different zone. And one other thing quickly, Tom Journalist, as again, is always right. He's right again in terms of our zonal marking or our traditional marking. We're a hybrid marking team, unfortunately. We're just, I didn't believe in the set piece. Somebody said to me, let's have a set piece coach. And I'm like, why? If you've got to tell me where to stand after 25 years of football, on a set piece, I mean, crikey. I mean, what am I doing here? That type of thing. And so I don't agree with those kind of specialist coaches. I don't agree with a rowing coach. I don't agree with a striker coach. I don't agree with that.
You're a conservative old man, Stu. That's the thing. You don't believe in anything.
I'm an old man. But the alarm bell started to ring. If you cannot determine what's likely to happen for the game you've been playing for the last 10, 15 years, that it's nothing, by the way, lads, and I have to say this, a corner is nothing new. 3 of them a game. It's nothing new. You practice them on the training ground. You know what's going to happen. And if you've done your due diligence on the way that McGinn crosses the football or the way that McGinn bends the football, you can get yourself set a lot easier, a lot better. And all this doesn't happen. But anyway, I droned on a bit there. Sorry, lads. But that's
no problem.
That's my take on the game.
So over to Tom before we go to Poppy, who just joined. So Tom, how did you actually see the game? Do you think we deserved the win, or was it the fluke? What did you take from the last 90 minutes?
To be honest with you, I thought for the first half, as soon as we went 2-0 down, Aston Villa, they deserved to win. Even from those first 26 minutes, let's face it, guys, we were dead. We were dead in those first 26 minutes. Yeah, we had a couple of chances. Rashford, even with left foot, couldn't hit a barnyard door. Garnacho as well, couldn't hit a barnyard door. But toward the end of the half, there was a little bit of inspiration. There was a little bit of desire. I think the work rate was a little bit better today. The first goal, I'll be very honest, I blame Andrew Onana for it completely. I think a brave physical goalkeeper comes for that. He takes people out of the way if he has to, but you do what you have to get the ball as a goalkeeper. Forget it. So with Andrew Onana, positionally was shocking. When we got in at half time, second half, I think everybody was expecting us to just drown it out. Really, Villa might have got another one, and that was it. But no, we come out firing. The Villa offside trap come to bite them in the arse. Let's face facts. We got in behind so many times. But the first one with Garnacho, listen, the kid bursted too far forward, and in that position, the only thing you're thinking about is go. That's the only thing you think about in Garnacho's situation. Go, leg it, pelter, get away from everybody else. And what happened with the offside goal? Listen, it happens, but I'm sure the young kid will learn from that and think next time, right, I'm going to time it so I'm on the edge of the shoulder of the defender rather than relying on limbs and going from there. But the goals themselves, I mean, look, the Garnacho ones in particular anyway, the kid's always had some sort of speciality to it. He's one of those mundane superstar players. And as much as the criticism that he gets because he's so young, he does perform for us. That's the difference. And even, to be fair, I'll give Marcus Rashford his flowers tonight. He had a much better game. Much better. And the one thing that I saw with Marcus anyway was he wasn't frightened tonight, guys. That's the one thing that I saw. I saw a player who, do you know what? Emi Martinez, one of the most, volatile footballers or goalkeepers that's in the game, went clattered straight through him. He didn't bat an eyelid. He went for the ball. Most players in that situation, mate, they're pulling out of it. Let's be honest, they pull out of it or they jump over the goalkeeper. But in Rashford, in that case, I will give him his flowers. There was a bit of determination. There was a bit of desire in the game today. And yeah, it's only a minimum, but the expectation has to be, Marcus, that I want to see that as a minimum every single week. Close the balls down. Listen, even if it's a lost cause, I don't give a shite, mate. Go and close the balls down. That's what we want. Yeah, the Garnacho goals. Listen, the kid's always had a special talent. The positional play, especially when he took the ball around the goalkeeper, I thought was very good. It was the right decision to do in that scenario. And for somebody who's so young, they might necessarily not think of that. And I have seen him in those situations before where he gets through and he panics and he just fires it straight at the goalkeeper. So I think he has learned and has focused more on intelligence in the game. And at the end of the day, I think, especially with the Højlund one as well, I always say with strikers, stick to the penalty spot. In and around the penalty spot in an 18-yard box is the most lethal place that you can be. Forget tap-ins and all of this, guys, because tap-ins and stuff, it comes in a hoax. And it comes only if you play brilliant football. In the way that we are right now, just root yourself to the penalty spot. Look, you can say it for what it is. He got a little bit lucky and fluke. It was a bit fluke. It come off McGinn's shin or leg or whatever you want to call it. But the actual turn on it, where he just arced and turned on the ball and just thought, right, I'm just going to put my foot through it. And you know what? The kid, for all the flack that he's taken, for all the shite that he's had thrown and slung at him, I'm happy for the kid. I am, honestly.
Yep.
And even if you're not a Manchester United fan, you could see the relief on the kid's face, the pressure, the fucking intensity that's been on his name for weeks about, when's he going to score? Pay £72 million for him, and he's played over 700 minutes, and blah blah blah. Like, you come up with all these statistics. The kid's only 20 years old. I mean, we all said it last season with Atalanta. I think he only ever had what was it 20? Was it even 7? I think it was 17 professional goals. Like,
yeah.
That and that's for a 20. I think he was 19 at that time anyway. So at the end of the day, we bought potential. Yeah, we want to see the return on that investment in the long term. But I always said with Højlund anyway, when he gets the first one, the motivation will be there to get the next and get the next. He's got the duck off his back, and now let's get behind the kid. And as much as I've said what I've said about Erik ten Hag in the last couple of games, and I don't deny from saying that, because listen, these players, mate, they could go to Forest and down tools on him again. We've seen this story before. We saw it with Chelsea.
Yeah,
we had an upturn performance, and then they bottled it when they played Bournemouth and stuff. So let's not get giddy. Let's not get overhyped and get giddy on it. It's a good win. We've got a win over a team that's going for a title, supposedly, in Aston Villa. And at the end of the day, I take the positivity from the fact of the players themselves, I think, put themselves up there to say, right, we need to start playing now. Because there's proper people coming in who supposedly anyway have football opinions. I made my opinions clear on that yesterday, Jarvis. You know, I don't think Dodgy Dave or Sir Jim's coming in to fix up Old Trafford or United. But listen, I'll be the last one laughing like Marcus right now.
But Tom, a follow-up question, a quick follow-up, quick response.
Yeah, go on.
What does this say about the players? When you need this to react and play for the badge and play for the crowds and play for Old Trafford and play for the shirt.
it shows me. Well, it shows me personally that they won't ever win titles or major trophies for Manchester United, because you shouldn't need somebody to come in and give you a kick up the arse to say you need to start playing, lads. You need to start working hard. You need to start following the manager's instructions or the way that he wants to try and play, even if you don't think it's the right way, or even if you think you're going to lose the game because of it. Just stick to the principles of the manager at the end of the day. But listen, the guy doesn't even inherit tonight. He doesn't paint himself in glory in some cases with how he words things and says it. It can be misinterpreted, that's fine. But from common knowledge and from what we all can see, we know in a game, guys, when we played well and we control the game and when we don't. And for what he said, saying the West Ham game, was shocking to even consider that with the way that we played for the whole 90 minutes. This was different today. You could say today, especially in the second half, there was only team that was going for the game. That was us. But I think mentally as well, Jarvis, for the players as well, there has to be a consistency and an accountability to say, look, we've shut the bed in recent weeks. We have. But to have to come down from 2-0 at Old Trafford, this won't happen every single week. I've said this before. It will not happen every single week. There's some teams that will come here, they'd have been a 2-0 up like Villa, and they'd have stunk the place out and parked the bus in the second half. And we probably wouldn't have had a sniff, because there wouldn't have been that much space in behind to run in for Garnachos or for Højlund to get on the end of a box. But at the end of the day, Jarvis, I'll take whatever I can at the moment. I'll take the win. I'll do whatever. But I'm not getting giddy. I'm not getting my hopes up, as much as people might want to say in the chat. Let's, be positive and everything. Yeah, we can be positive for today, guys. But these players, mate, don't be surprised if they down tools on you at the weekend. And we're all sitting here saying the same thing that we've said for recent weeks. So we'll take the wins as they come. But I want to see a level of consistency with these players. Forget about playing for Sir Jim Ratcliffe and playing for Ineos and all that shite and your future. No, you play for Manchester United and you play for the badge that's on your shirt. That's what you play for, not yourselves, for that football club.
I get what you're saying, Tom, and I know your concerns. We've all been burned before. I just want to bring in Football Power Hour, who just arrived. And Poppy, are you here? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I'm here.
Fantastic. So what did you see as positives today? What can you bring going forward?
Guys, I'm in disbelief. I'm in shock. I'm excited. I'm ecstatic. I had to go to, let me show you guys. I had to take a trip to the liquor store because I did not believe what I just saw. Can we ask the chat what kind of liquor I should get, please? Because this team of ours made me feel things that I never felt before today. I thought it was gonna be a total demolition. I thought we were gonna be in trouble, but then after 90th minute, we take the 3 points. Typical Man United style of when you think everything is done, when you think all hope is lost, we come back and do it. It's for me, it comes down to the ethos of how I started supporting this club. It's guys, not giving up, fighting until what my friend Mick likes to say, until the fat lady sings, until it's really over. That's when you really, really, really know you have to give up, because there's no other way to go through. But this time around, I want to just give plaudit and a lot of respect to the Man United players that did not give up, because once we're 2-0 down, there could have been some people that could have given up, but we kept on fighting, and that fighting spirit, that resilience is what we fans like to see. Is what, for me, in the watch along, I kept on mentioning it a little bit, being could it be one of those things where we see a Man United second half performance where we turn things around? And guess what? We did it. True Red Devils style. And I just want this to be a performance that we build upon, because at the end of the day, it could be one step forward, 2 steps back as usual. We saw this versus Liverpool, and then we regress right after we play Bournemouth. So Man United players have to really, really, really take this and build on it. So does Ten Hag. There were a lot of standout performers today that I want to give a big shout out to. Johnny Evans was incredible. Marcus Rashford was good. Alejandro Garnacho was close to excellent, because there was other balls that he provided for his teammates, and they did not step up. Neil Driscoll, I see you in the house. You said I jinx United. When we do a watch how long we lose, guess what, Neil? We won today.
Neil Driscoll, can you hear us?
Yes.
So it's a beautiful time. I'm really happy about this, and that's my 2 cents so far.
Yeah. I'm good to hear, Poppy. I'm glad you're positive and you can take some positives from this game. It's not every day we win, So I just want to go a quick round around the table, and we can try to conclude before we wrap the show up. So let's start with Mark. And Mark, how do you see us going forward? What can we expect in the Nottingham Forest game? And then will we move on from this? Is this a turning point of the season in a way, or will we continue with the same? Was this just a whiff?
Well, if I'm being honest, I think we're going to win the next game. I think that the trend of performances has been an upward direction. I think although we lost against West Ham, we were actually the better team on the day. I think it's the same thing today. We were the better team on the day, and finally the result was the same as the performance today. It was like the last performance was decent, but we couldn't find the goals. But we created more chances than West Ham, and big chances as well. We just couldn't score. So, I think the trajectory is in that direction. We're going to keep creating chances. We're going to perform decent. You might see a rotation of players, because, players are coming back from injury. So you might see a change in the squad again next week. You never know. But I think, we're seeing more and more youth stepping into the team, and they're performing decent. They're giving, they're coming up, doing what they expected. I've been talking about Dan Gore from the beginning of the season. Finally, he gets a debut. Willie Kambala plays a second game, looks pretty comfortable at the back. You know what I mean? You see another player, Hannibal Mejbri, comes on. He's coming on in a wing position lately, not in the midfield, which is different, So I think it's positive. Anthony came on and created the last chance for us. He won the ball back, created that corner. Everything happened from there. The team is positive. The energy seems positive. The performances are seeming positive. I think United are going to go on and win against Nottingham Forest. I'm not sure it's going to be 4-0, but I think it might be. I predicted a 2-0 today because I saw the team has goals in them. In the chances that they're creating, they just needed to take them. But look, we scored 3. It wasn't a clean sheet, but it's a good performance. I say we will probably beat Nottingham Forest, but maybe I'd say a 3-1 Ruby Classic or a 2-0.
Okay,
I'm sticking with those scorelines.
Well, sounds good. So we go to Stu, my main man below. So Stu, how do you think we will build forward on this? Can we build the momentum on winning against Aston Villa?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, the lads are going tomorrow for their debrief. They'll have a brief warm down session, half an hour, 45 minutes. They'll have their debrief and they'll talk. They'll be buzzing about the game, and so they should be. There's a lot to pick at the game. There's a lot to pick about individual performances. But there's a hell of a lot to be thankful of and be grateful for, because we've seen some absolute dross for the bulk of the season. But, it's amazing what a win can do for you, but not just a 2-0 win. A 2-0 win won't have the same kind of buzz that a 3-2 win will have when you come from 2-0 down, because that just proves to everybody. And the optics are on the club now. The optics aren't just on the club from a investment point of view with Sir Jim. The optics are on a club, on a bunch of players now that have proven to everybody that they, when they actually can be bothered, can play decent football and win football matches. So I'm with Mark. I think we go to the City ground, and I think we beat them 3-1. To be honest, I think we're going to play a very comfortable game. they'll be problematic. Obviously, they were problematic for Newcastle today, and he's a decent manager at Santos. But I just think that we've got more about us, or will have more about us. Ten Hag can't allow this to fall back to normal. They can't, the players can't allow them to do it, because the fans will really turn on them if they don't perform against Forest. And the other thing is, as I said right at the very beginning of the show, and has been reiterated hundreds of times already with everybody, is there's no clowns that are going to be running the football side at the moment. Brailsford won't put up with mediocrity, I can promise you now. You don't be head of elite cycling for Great Britain, head of elite cycling so much for Sky, knows how to really, really tip the line without getting caught. He knows what he's doing, this guy. He will not allow, from a sporting side of it, for standards to drop at Manchester United. And I think these players know this. If they've done their due diligence and they understand what he's about, not so much Sir Jim, not so much Jean-Claude. A CEO's a CEO, really, at the end of the day, as long as he keeps the books ticking over quite nicely. But the performance side of it, performance director, a new sporting director is going to come in. These guys are playing for their contracts. There's going to be no easy ride at Old Trafford anymore, because if you're not performing, you're gone. And if they accept a bid, they will accept a bid. That is it. You're gone. It'll be that type of thing. These are serious businessmen. Not going to allow anybody to turn around and dictate.
No mocking around. Just
no. We're going to dictate terms to you. Giles right. I'll go with Giles. Forest did look very good against Newcastle today, but it's a different game. It's a different game against us. We will play a more expansive game, and we want them to play an expansive game against us. Mark was right, and so was you, Jarvis, about Unai Emery took a risk. You've got to credit Emery for not changing the way that he wants to play. His philosophy is his philosophy. And it did work for them. It did work for them for a time. Martinez is a decent goalkeeper, so you'd back him 60, 70% to keep the ball out of the back of the net. But, once, as I say, you enter this whole new world of playing football in your eyes, and everything slows down in front of you. You see better, you pass better, that's what happened to us. If we can replicate that from minute 1 to minute 99, or however long it is, then we will be very, very difficult to beat. There's no two ways about it. We will be very difficult to beat. So I'm with Mark. I just think that I think you'll see a different Manchester United moving forward. I think a lot of it, as Mark said, has been arm twisted. I think these players have suddenly realised, we could be in a world of trouble here. But Ten Hag has got somewhere. This will be a massive turning point for him as well. A huge turning point.
You think so?
Yeah, I do. Because he kind of stuck to his, look, I'm going to stick to what I know. I told you, at half time he would say to me, he said, you've not, if you're in that dressing room, you've not done what I asked of you. You've not done what I told you to do. You've not positioned yourself. You've not played the ball where I told you to play the ball, because if you do, you'll score goals. And he'll be ripping his fucking hair out of these idiots.
Yeah.
He will be. And he'll just be hammering and hammering and hammering and hammering and hammering them. And then what happens? We finally exploit them behind. And Mark's right, we did kind of exploit them a little bit in the first half, but just fluffed our lines. Second half, we were clinical. Absolutely clinical. Garnacho's goal that was rolled out. I don't know. I'm in two minds with it. Yes,
you see the inches. You see the inches. This is the inches.
Yeah.
These things, they have no place in football.
They don't.
Have no place in football.
There's an argument to say, because he was kind of looking across the line, maybe he should have done better. But I'm with you, Mark. You can't let it go, for crying out loud. Let it go. It's just one of those. If somebody's got a bigger fingernail than the defender, he's offside. That's how it is. So
get to cut your nails. Yeah.
So I think, look, personally, I'm with Mark. I don't think the players, they can't afford to do it anyway now, because the fans will really turn on them. You've proven what you can do now. You've got to kick on and push on. And I still can't believe, right, if results go our favour tomorrow, we could still actually physically sit in sixth place.
Yeah, it's amazing. With the season we have had so far.
Yeah, where we are. So Yeah, roll on Saturday. We're live 5:30 on Saturday away to Forest. We you know, they should be going there, you know, with the peacock feathers blooming, absolutely blooming. Get off that coach, get your fucking chest out and walk in there, deliver a knockout blow.
Come on.
Let's hope so, Stu. I agree fully with what you're saying, but I'm not so optimistic going against Forest because they have a new manager. It's Nuno Espirito Santos, and he's been really good against Man United. We know we had a couple of games against Wolves when he was a manager under Solskjaer, and he neutralized us 100%. And this Forest team is a group of good players. They have really good individuals, and they have been trying to figure out how to get them to work together. They bought in like 20 to 30 players in one window, so it takes time. So I fear this Wolves team and this Nottingham Forest team, and I'm not optimistic going forward against this team. And we saw it against Newcastle.
Yeah, he made 6 changes today. Brought in 2 different fullbacks. Played a different. He made about 6 changes.
Is the same team we came back and beat 3-2 in the second game or third game of the season? Nottingham Forest at home, right? We came back and beat them 3-2. Game. Bro, we go and smash Nottingham Forest. Bro.
Yeah.
Travis, I understand what you're saying about the manager and thing. Nuno Espirito is a good manager.
He is a very good manager.
The fact that we win 3-2 today, the fact that we came back from behind us to beat them,
that's the key element.
I think United team go and walk into that game knowing, listen, we beat this team before. If we play just as good, we could beat them again. With the form, you see, the weird thing is that it's a weird ball game now. You know? This whole United team is a different United team that people had to talk about now. Højlund scoring that goal there changes everything. You know? People might laugh at that statement, but that goal Højlund scored changes everything.
It does.
So now predicting a team for United, considering United might not score a goal, is almost an impossible thing to think about right now. Let's consider it like that.
He scores Saturday, Mark Højlund.
Bro, Højlund?
Yeah. I just want to, this corner, everything is reversed. I just want to go to Poppy. Poppy, are you here?
Sorry, Poppy.
I'm here. I made it from the store.
Fantastic. So I just wanna give the ball to you. And how do you see us going forward? Can we do something? Can we build the momentum? Can we beat Nottingham Forest in the next game?
Of course, Man United has to play Nottingham Forest when they have a new manager bounce situation happening. You know, that's just like our luck. But I'm very, very hopeful that we will. It's more hope than actual sort of like, empirical guessing. It's more just based on the fact that Nottingham Forest are actually a very good counter-attacking team. They have the pace of Alanga. They actually are very, very. They're gonna play differently from what Aston Villa have been doing. So that's gonna be a different proposition for us. But the confidence that we can build on from is what we can take into the Nottingham Forest game with us. And I strongly believe we have the capacity, we have the firepower to be able to do it. We just have to believe it, and we cannot let set pieces dominate us like this. We cannot just fall asleep on even moments when today Aston Villa had another additional bonus set piece that they could have made it 3 goals from set pieces if they wanted, and if we go to Nottingham Forest with that type of falling asleep attitude, then we're not going to make it. But we have the capacity to do it. I strongly believe that we can, and that Ten Hag right now, this season has to come and keep building from this. We are not that far away from City, even though they have two games in hand. We're not that far away from the top five conversation. So why not? I'm a Man United fan. I'm gonna keep believing until the fat lady says stop believing. I'm gonna keep believing.
Long way to go, Pappy. Long way to go. Yeah. The other thing is actually, and the other thing that you talk about set pieces. Sorry, Mark. You talk about set pieces, Pappy. Forest aren't brilliant at set pieces, but they've got a striker in Chris Wood that Johnny Evans will love. He'll like to play against him because he's more of a static striker. I know he didn't show that today. I know we played off the shoulder, or actually in between the gap between the fullback and the centre half, and he played it really well. Actually, he scored 2 of his goals from there, and his movement in the box. If you look at, I think it was Shaw in particular, lost him for the first goal. He knew where Shaw was running because Shaw couldn't see him off his back, so he just stepped back. The ball was played back by Langer, and away we go. If we can hold a static Chris Wood, because normally he's quite a static player, and if we give, and this is going to sound strange, and people will tell me, I'm wrong here, but I'm not. You've got to trust me. With somebody like a Langer, you've got to allow him to run at you. You've got to give him that space, because if you allow him to turn and spin off you, we're not going to catch him. So you've got to give him that space, but don't allow him to go down the side. You've got to face him up. So you've got to make him make the decision, make the choice to which way he takes you rather than you take him. And if we can do that, and we can get hold of Chris Wood and Hudson-Odoi on the other side is very, very similar to Langer, the way they play, we should be able to compensate quite comfortably with our back four, to keep them away from us. But Pappy and Mark, again, spot on, lads. They're very, very good on the counter attack, but they sit deep. And this could be, it won't be our undoing, because I think we're a bit smarter now, but we're going to have to draw them out a little bit. So we don't want Højlund chasing them in around, because it'll be wasting energy. We've got to draw them out somehow. And if we can draw them out the way that, I would presume Eriksen will play. It'll be interesting to see what team he picks, actually. Mark said,
yeah.
I presume Eriksen will play. Bruno will play. If we can get those two ticking alongside Mainu, and I think we'll all agree you've got to go with the front three if Rashford's fit, haven't you? And Garnacho is okay. You've got to go with that front three. We can be quite explosive now. So, but that's what I would do.
I start the same 11. I just start the same 11.
So would I. It's exactly what I would do.
Yeah,
I think I would. Yeah, I think he'll bring Shaw back in, won't he? I think Shaw's only got a minor.
Yeah, but I think Shaw's play in the last few games is the reason why we've been losing. I think Shaw done as a left back.
I as it happens, I would keep, and I'm sure Pappy's the same, and Jarvis is the same, and I would keep the same 11, Mark. I'm with you on that
keep
one.
the same 11, Stu. You said it beautifully about 20 minutes ago when you said walking through the invisible door. That was I was walking through the door into the liquor store. It was a visible door, but I love that analogy. I was like, yes, dude, keep dropping those wisdom bombs, because Højlund right now is I feel like this is the mental block that has been lifted. If you are creative, this Højlund was experiencing something called the writer's block. This in football, I want to coin the term today and call it
striker's block, bro. Striker's block.
There we go, Mark.
Striker block.
Striker's block has been lifted today, and I'm so happy. I cannot be happier. I hope if you're watching this, you hit the like button, because the striker's block has been lifted.
Hit that like button.
3 goals. Who would have thought? I just want to end with one question, open question. Keep it short, guys. I see Brendan Chappell has a comment here. He said the problem we have is that our performance results 100% depends on what the other teams decide to do that day, defend or give us space to exploit. And I also see this. I think this is a good comment and a good observation of our game. So I just want to give it a round around the table. Maybe we will start with Stu. Do you agree in this comment?
Oh yeah, 100%. It's a very astute comment, actually. It's kind of what I was getting at earlier, that we allow teams to dictate what we do and how we press and how we don't press and how quickly we move the ball or how slowly we are. I speak about it all the time, Jarvis, as you well know. It's all about the first few minutes of football, as well as ball retention and playing hide and seek with the football, is brain and eyes. Use your eyes, see what's happening, because once you can see what's happening, you can establish a pattern. You can either establish a pattern of speed, or they're going to sit back, and then you make that mental decision what you're going to do in your your own given area of the pitch. That's how I operate. And then once you've made your decision, you start communicating that around to your teammates, and then hopefully the collective will take you forward. But Brendan's absolutely right. We have been governed by the opposition. We've got to stop governing the opposition. We have to stop being governed by them. We've got to stop being dictated to. We've got to get the wand out ourselves, and we're the ones that have got to start telling people and start putting the magic around the pitch. And let's start doing that, because that's what we did. Garnacho was the one that came out, pulled the wand out of his arse pocket and said, right, I'm the one that's going to take the game, and I want every one of you to follow me. And the fairy dust, magic dust was sprinkled around the team, and we were galvanised, completely galvanised. And Villa didn't know what to do. People said that Villa gave up in the second half. They didn't know what to do. They couldn't handle this. And that's the difference we haven't seen. And we one other little thing that none of us has mentioned, really, and I've been thinking about it for a while. When we brought on Dan Gore, for example, and we brought on Hannibal Mejbri did 2 or 3 things that were beyond his years. He slowed the pace down. He bought fouls. Normally, he's the one that goes in and he's a bit rash and he'll cause a foul. Today, he bought fouls, and that's what you need. So it just goes to show that even on the bench, when you're watching a game, you're in that mold, you're in that spirit of the 11 players that are out there. So when you take that pitch, that invisible ghost of energy pushes into you. It's almost transfers from Mino directly straight into Mejbri. Then he starts using his brain. Unbelievable! It's the first time I've seen it with Mejbri. I've not seen it before, and that's what can happen in a game of football. So for me, Brendan, really well spotted, mate. And we've got to eradicate that somehow. We've got to take a pair of scissors, cut the umbilical cord, and start doing our own stuff. Oh, sorry, yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, guys. I'm just going to announce there's been 10 gifted memberships by the boss, Mick Ruby himself in the background. Still can't sleep. I'm sure he's still buzzing off of that comeback win. And Box was given a membership. Sophia Smith, Sanjay Ramutar, Sid Mia, Alistair Dirks, Mark Parks, Abdi Cody, Piyush Bagwandin, Paul Lindberg, and Lindsay McFarlane. Welcome to the 10 new members.
Welcome.
Thank you for joining us, guys. And thank you to Mick Ruby.
Sorry, I was a bit long there, Jarvis.
No problem. I would just give a quick round to Poppy, and then Mark talk about the question I had. Did you guys have the question, or do you have to repeat it?
Please repeat it, because please repeat it.
Yes,
while Poppy reads this, I'll just give my opinion really quick.
The question was based on this comment from Brendan Chappell. It's a good question. The problem we have is that our performance result depends on what the other teams decide to do. Defend or give a space to exploit. And today we could see it with Unai Emery's extremely high line trying to play the offside trap. He played into our hands with Garnacho and Rashford, fast runners. So in a way, we were lucky, I would say, and will not for us do the same, or can we expect a gift like this that Unai gave us today?
I'm glad that I know it's Brendan who asked it, because Brendan, I saw your first question prior to this question, and yes, I did pay for that drink at the. But second question. Okay, so Brendan, you can only beat what's in front of you. Honestly, you can. It's easy to nitpick and say, oh, this person, won because this person was being conservative, or this team was being like this. But you can only play the tactics that are in front of you. And today, I want to actually even go further on that answer and say I admired the fact that when Willie Kambala came in, I have to watch the game again because I was doing a watch along. But I think I saw a big 3 for a second that I was like, Ten Hag changed the defensive line and configuration of the rest of the team for a moment. I need to go back on this. I'm just saying it. I can be corrected. There are other people that were watching this game more objectively, but I was doing the watch along. But I just want to say, like, this is a moment where Ten Hag actually his tactics shined, and I just want to say, when they're not shining, I want to call it out, and when they're shining, I call it out. And this today, you can only beat the opponent that's in front of you. Of course, I'm worried that Nottingham Forest don't play that sort of like defensive line that Aston Villa does. Prior to this game, Aston Villa had the offside trap had won 74 plus offsides in the Premier League up until this game. The average for the defensive lines of the other teams in the Premier League is 26. So Aston Villa, they play an intentionally high line to try and actually get you to create that offside. If you don't time in your late run, if you don't time it well, forget it. versus Aston Villa. That's just we were playing into their hands for a lot of the majority of the first half. So today we actually figured out that system eventually in the second half, and we scored 3 goals against a very defensive, a very well drilled and well organized defensive line. And I just want to give credit to Ten Hag and all the attackers today and say they actually did that job, especially the fact that Anthony came in and was so positive, won us that corner, and somebody in the watch along, Drex, he's the one that actually pointed it out and saying, I feel like a goal is coming from this. It was just all the fact that, credit to what we did. It's a lot less about what they did or didn't do this time. It's about what we did. And I will end it on that, Brendan. Big up to you for raising that very poignant question, though.
Yeah. Good. So we have one last Mark on this side. So Mark, do you think we can beat the Nottingham Forest or for the rest of the season? Because the problem is, as I see it, we have limited options when we go forward. Because when we play a team like, for example, Bournemouth, we saw them today. They were very solid against the Fulham, and this new manager. What's his name again? Andoni Iarola. He's very astute, and he played like a mid-low block. And when you play against team who knows how to neutralize our game and just sit and wait us out, we have problems because we don't have the quality to break them down. And this is what I expect from Ten Hag to figure out how to fix this going forward. So how do you see it, Mark? Should he change up the personnel? Should he change up the system, or what approach does Ten Hag need to do before for fixing this?
I think we weren't doing so well against Nottingham Forest. We weren't doing so well against Nottingham Forest, Bournemouth. But it's one of those things where it's weird. The tactics of the team hasn't been really poor. Even in the last 2 games that we lost. We didn't play that terribly. You know what I mean? It's not like we've been disastrous. You know what I mean? We've been playing decent football. We've been creating lots of chances. It's just we hadn't been taking those chances. So now the strikers who have been missing those chances, which is the biggest point, the strikers who have been missing those chances are finally taking their chances. This is huge for the club. You know what I mean? Going forward in attack, when a striker has been going through that and then he finally gets his chance, his focus comes back, concentration comes back, sharpness comes back. And as you can see, we've had very good performances at various points around the field, in defense, in midfield, in attack, across the front line. I think this team is going to push on and maybe surprise some fans, because I think the performances are now starting to align with the results. And it's not like we're winning by squeaky bum time. We're winning by good performances. So I think going up against Nottingham Forest, we're going to have a dominant game. I honestly think that, we didn't do too well against Bournemouth, but we were a worse team. We were in a worse place. Yeah. I think the game is more circumstantial. The team is in a better place. You could see it with the energy of the players. You could see how they're playing on the ball. Normally we concede 2 goals and the guys start walking all over the field, but these guys were running, chasing down. It seemed like when they scored the second goal, Rashford was he started coming to life even more, which was surprising to me because I haven't seen a performance from him in 15 games. So it's it's hard not to say that the team can push on from this when there's so many positive at various points in the team. Then you see the addition of young players coming in, that providing a new option, a new debutant in Dan Gore Jr., the return of Kwambala in defense. These are all things that galvanizes a team, you know what I mean? And if you look at the report that Sky had on last night, where they posted the last 20 years of winners of the Premier League, some of the winners have been in 5th, 6th, 7th place on Christmas Day and came back to win the league. And I'm not saying United is going to win the league, guys, but I'm just saying that, if our team performances keep aligning with the result like today, we will be winning a lot more games than losing games. And Nottingham Forest, we've beat them already this season with a worse performance, in my opinion, with a worse performing United team. So going against them with a better performing United team, I have to bet on United to win.
I mean, look at results, so Mark. I mean, we battered Everton, didn't we? 3-0. We got beat by Newcastle. Everton battered Newcastle 3-0. You know, it's really strange football. I think we go there. I think we turn Forest over comfortably. I do. I really do. I don't see it being an issue, which is unlike me, Jarvis, because I'm usually a bit more, you know, keep the cards close to my chest. But I think we go there and we beat them. I can't see them beating us.
I love the optimism, Stu. That's fantastic. We need more optimism in the club. You know, we have been burned. We have been optimistic. We have been hoping for results, but the shit always hit the fan and then directly in our face.
Not this time.
But now, hopefully, this is the turning point, and we have new investments in the club. We have a new sporting department coming in. Hopefully, in the next 6 to 8 weeks, things might turn around. We don't know. For me, I'm sitting on the fence. I'm not sharing at the moment. Do you guys believe that Ratcliffe and his guys will come in and turn the ship around?
That one's a tricky one. Yeah, that one's a tricky one. All I know is Brailsford will offer a certain type of determination, no piss-taking type of regime. And if somebody steps out of line, like Sancho, for example, he will be shown the door. He'll be shown the door. There'll be no dicking about with him. They'll take whatever they can get and they'll get rid. I think the players aren't on easy street anymore. I've seen it in cycling. Some of the best riders, if you piss Brailsford off, you're gone. You're gone. He has a reputation of really sailing close to the line. So, you know, in terms of what's legal and what isn't. But he's never been proven. People don't trust him. You know, just because he's not dealt with football, it's all about being able to harness a winning mentality. And you can't. You look at his record. You can't have a pop at his record. But he does sail close to that line. By the way, it's a difficult one.
Yeah, it is.
Not because I don't trust him means that I don't think he might do a decent job. I just, you know. I
get it. I'm quite a keen cyclist, so I kind of can see, you know, what he did and how he built it, and his attention to detail, guys, is phenomenal. But he will read the rule book to the last inch, and if he can steal 2-3 millimeters over that inch, he'll do it. Okay, that's all I'm saying. But I understand why people are kind of like, and
I see people are skeptical because we don't know what's coming in. The statement from the club wasn't like very clarifying. It was like very open-ended. They had a lot of ifs and buts and maybes.
All it is, Jarvis. All it is, pal. And you know, people can get angry about the Glazers, but all it is they've seen what the value of Manchester United is likely to be in 5 years' time, and they're not going to accept 6 bill if it's worth 10 bill in 3, 4, 5 years' time. They just won't do it. Yeah. No businessman on the planet would do it. I'm not saying it's the best deal. It isn't. It just isn't the best deal.
We don't know yet. We actually don't know. We don't have all the details. That's my biggest problem at the moment. Yeah. That's why I'm trying to sit a little bit on the fence, but I will be critical to everything, and I won't share before I see. Like I will see results.
Oh, I get that, Jarvis. I said he did. I was making that point. He had his issues with Sky and scandals, but you know, people do look. You know, they have it. Look, Guardiola has had the finger pointed at him at 3 different clubs for enhanced drugs. You know, we've seen it. Liverpool had it with everybody, and Liverpool had asthma. That's a similar scandal to what Brailsford had with Bradley Wiggins in a therapeutic exemption. You know, he had this exemption to take an asthmatic drug. which has got a very, very small performance enhancing, but it wasn't illegal. You could get the exemption through that. Liverpool did something similar. No, they don't have all haven't got asthma. You look at City's players all of a sudden come physically fitter than any other team second half of the season. And that isn't by design, trust me. It just isn't. Barcelona had it, Bayern Munich had it. So it is what it is. We're not going to know until we see it, exactly what's going to happen. We all wanted a full sale, but nobody was going to pay 10 bill.
Yeah. Well, I think that concludes the end of the show. I think we have had a good game. We won 3-2. We came back at least. We have another game coming up Saturday against Nottingham Forest. Hopefully, we will win another game and look up the table, not down the table. So I would just say before you go, if you haven't, hit a like, and I would say thank you to Stu Woolley. I would say thank you to Power Hour. Go and like and subscribe his channel. Can you say it yourself, Papi? Your channel?
Yeah, please come over to Football Power Hour, hit the like button. We play a quiz every Friday evening. Be involved in that. It's very fun. But right now, hit the like button. If you are watching this on MUFC Realist TV and you have not hit the like button, you are a disgrace. You are the same as Unai Emery. Okay. So I'm happy we won, guys. Like, we beat a team that has beat Man City, Arsenal, Brighton, a lot of big teams. So we have to take this and be proud of this team today. Big up to everybody that's in the chat right now. Thank you. Happy holidays.
Fantastic. So, Mark, do you want to shout out your socials before we go?
Oh, well, you can find me on United Marks at YouTube or on Twitter, guys. It's the same as the name you see there. You can find the channel, which is titled Mark MUFC Fan. You know what I mean? But you could always find me at MUFC Realist TV. Oh, big up Rushmano.
Matty Rush.
But
Thank
always
you.
Great.
Fantastic. Mark, you want to read them out before we go?
Oh, sure. I'd love to. 1 second, guys. And the 20 memberships were given to The Right Way Around, Mo Hamza Zain, Prasnat K, Delijah 300, Nick Wolf, Big Perm, Rabina Kauza, William Connolly, Jari Job, Grace Pickin, Paul Hogan, Leader Styles, Anura Rule, Hakim B. Alim, The Big Guy, King Stash, Vincent Ma, Matthew Crowley, Mean Mr. Biscuits, Umar Dorat, Reese Jones. And there's another 20 memberships. Okay.
Well, Rushmano is going nuts. So
Rushmano is going nuts.
What's going on, Rush?
Maybe it's a comeback. Mad Rush.
It's Christmas. It's raining. It's raining.
Emmy Omega. 327 number. Daniel Sultani. Ian Livesey. United 90. Jonathan Hennessy. Andrew Brown. DT. Gary Walker. Vernon Viana. Mr. Smith. Kevin Lennon, Ishan Boseka, Moses, Aman Kosa, Javenko, Hellfox, Bullets, Jensk 1102, Jam World Sound. Congratulations, everybody. These are the 40 members that have been joined the MUFC Realist family. And thank you to Rushmano, you legend, man.
The man. Rushmano,
my mate. Me and Rush, we go way back. We have been supporting Flying Pigs channel for, I would say, 5, 6, 7 years. I don't know how we go far back, and we have been chatting. I feel like I know that guy, but we have never met in person. But fantastic. So thank you very much, Rushmano, Matty Rush, Rushy, whatever you want to call yourself.
Rushmano Jassim.
The legend that is.
So it's fantastic, and thanks to all the new members. Welcome to the team. We will try to make membership movies. We will try to make special stuff for you guys, and you get special emojis. You can bring up the Mick emoji, and you can bring out the Jarvis emoji, but don't use that emoji. I look like
Use it. Use it. Use it. Use it.
Jarvis.
Yes.
Jarvis.
No. But we will make a Stu and a Poppy and a Mark emoji as fast as we can.
Yes.
AI, fantastic, making
AI.
emojis, guys. So thanks, big up everybody. Thanks for coming on. We have a new game coming up, so stay tuned, and we will see you on the next one.
Thank you so much for stopping by and watching MUFC Release TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.